Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Daphne, hi. Happy Sunday. Nicole, hello. Happy Sunday. Tammy, how have you been? Happy Sunday. The domestic gordita. Hey, girl, hey. How have you been? Happy Sunday. Summer of Dragonfly. Hello. Hello to everyone. The domestic gordita. Where have you been, chica? A Ford. Hello. Welcome. Never met you. Hi. How are you? I hope you're well. Welcome. I'm trying to want you guys to see this Trixie Mattel tease because she's a super fan. I cannot wait for the Trixie Motel to open up to the public. If it is, I'm obviously gonna go. Hello. How are you? Oh my god, totally pissed with Manny from 90 Day. I haven't watched today's episode. I'm gonna watch it, and then I think I'm gonna go live later on, so that I could just get it out the way while I have all this makeup on, you know? While she's glowing. Okay. Raven, hi. Pink Jeep Kiki. Hey girl. Hello. 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 Pink Jeep Kiki was one of the first to join alive and give me her opinion. So I'm in honor of that. I'm going to put this up here because, if you want to come in and talk, let's talk. Let's do so. So you have to email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com. Do not email me at wahimalino. Do not email me at darkskin Email me at justcallmewa so that I see it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Okay. Ooh, I've never seen this person. Hello. Hello. Hi, person I've never seen. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Charlene. Never seen you either, Charlene. Hello. Lots of new people today. Beth. How art thou? Don't know you either. Hi, Beth. Hello. Welcome. Huh. What did domestic gordita say? I'm a teacher and it's the end of the year. Barely hanging on. All right, I get you. I feel you. I feel you. Teresa. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Hi. Welcome. Anissa. Hello. How are you? Hi. Welcome. Josie. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Thank you for loving my yellow, and I've got orange, and I've got a spot of green. Hello. Welcome. Becca. Kitty Meow. Hi. Never met you. Welcome. Oh, joining from Norway. Hello. Hello. Charlie. Never met you either. St. Martin. Ah, so nice. I'm glad that you were able to get the live. Tehenha. Hello to Linha from Tokyo. Arigato gozaimasu. Miriam, haven't seen you in a bit, girl. How you doing? Hey, girl. Hey. Abigail, hello. I don't know if I've ever met you before, Abigail, but hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Daphne's back. Hello, Daphne. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to wait till I get to 100 folks before we get started. We are now at 62 people. If you guys are in this room, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, just to let people who are, searching around on YouTube and they don't know what to watch, they'll just stumble into this room, and it's because you opened the door to them. You were there, you provided the way in by giving a thumbs up. And then we've got our good moderators. We've got Mickey, aka Quasimodem, here to kick them out if they're terrible. Rashana, how are you? Doris Delaney, how you doing, girl? While your popularity is exploding. Thank you. Rude. Who else? Email me if you would like to join the conversation, if you have not something to say about last week's episode, not this week's episode, last week, because we're going to get into, breast imitation, breast impersonation, something like that. Yeah, you got me. Rude. Hi, Lisa. Hello, hello, hello. We just need Okay, we've got Summer Dragonfly, and we've got. Oh wait, Summer Dragonfly, are you a moderator for me? No, we need. So who's the moderator? Mickey is the moderator. Um, Ramsterdam is a moderator, as well as Jesse Lee, um, Lynn J. I think those are my 4 moderators. I have one other, but she doesn't do it anymore. Breast intentions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, Lynn J is here. Great. We have 2 moderators. We can get on our way. Is Lisa, are you a moderator for me? I don't know. It's because I'm looking at this on StreamYard. I can't see your moderator, like your little tool or whatever it is that you have. It doesn't show as like, I'm not looking at it on YouTube. So I don't know if you're a moderator or not. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome. Thank you, Beth, for breast intentions. Yes, it is. How many people? 75 people. Okay, 75 people. We're almost there. You are catching on big time. I'm not catching on anything. I am not catching on. Nobody. I used to get so many views, but those days are gone. Okay. I don't like any of these couples this season. The only person I like is Kobe. Hi, Monica. How are you? Ah, Jasmine is here. Jasmine is my other moderator. Hi. Hi, Jasmine. How are you? Who's Frankie? Hi. Nicole Smith. Hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? I know I didn't go on Monday because I went to Disneyland, and then after that, the week escaped me. Here's the truth. Let me just be honest with you. If I don't go live on Mondays, it's not happening. Okay? It's not happening. I like to think that I could make it happen. I would like to think that I could make it happen, but I can't. If I don't go live on Sunday or Monday, there is no live happening. Hi. Okay, we're at 84 people. Does anybody want to join the conversation? You can do so by emailing me at justcallmewa@gmail.com. And then if you would like to, support your girl, monetarily, you know what I'm saying? You could do so at any of these options written down here. And you can do so after the live. You don't have to do this in the live. Like, you could drop me a little tip on Thursday, when you watch it. If you're #replay gang, you know what I'm saying? Remember I had a song? What was it? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's time to talk 90 Day. So da 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 do 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 the other way. Or #replay gang. I don't remember the song, but anyways, I tried. Trisha Ann, hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me tell people I'm live on Instagram. Let me tell the folks on Instagram that I'm live so that they can come over. How do I get this link? Do boo boo do. How do I do it? If I do this and I save it, will it automatically save to my phone? Apple's supposed to work that way, but maybe it won't. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put it on my notes so that I'd see it maybe automatically. Hopefully. Okay, let's see. I put it in my notes. Is it here now? Oh, it is. All right, let's copy the link. Let us go on to the Instagram. Nope. Fucked it up. Hey, Instagram. It's me, Wahima. Melanated. I'm live on YouTube talking about 90 Day Fiancé, not this week's episode, but last week's episode. So please come and join me. Click the link. I did it, you guys. I'm a successful content creator. I'm a successful content creator, And you guys are here watching it live in action. You're watching me be a successful content creator because I'm putting it on 2 different locations. I'm even going to put the captions on it. Do you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? No, I don't. I don't. Am I going to be able to pick it up? Most likely not. But we'll see. Okay, drop in the link, paste in the link. Okay, added the comments, pasted the link, showed the look. I'll hashtag it 90-day fiance. I mean, you guys, this is top notch content creator behavior. Top notch. Okay, somebody give this girl a YouTube channel and get people to come, how do they spell my name on this? Absolutely not. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Absolutely not. Wahima. Wahima, get it together. Okay, done. All right, guys. I did it. We have 95 people in the room. So 5 more people and then we get started. Okay, let's put that there. Because this face should not be ignored. There we go. Ooh! Content creator. Content creator. Tammy B, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that cash appery. I appreciate you. Do I get an email? Oh, that was her cash app. So I'll be looking at my emails, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for you guys to know. 97 people in the room. Do we have 97 likes? I mean, if you're in this room, come on. Come on, show your girl some love. Okay, Lisa, that Bilal. Oh, I can't. I cannot. 100. All right, you guys, here we go. What are we at? 11 and 44. All right, ready? We're going to go get started at 12 minutes, okay? That's going to be in 10 seconds. Gotta. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. 5 seconds. Here we go. Hey, guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé, Season 9, Episode 5, Breast Intentions. My name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality television shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Married at First Sight, Seeking a Sister Wife. Basically, I love a Matt Sharp production. I love a TLC, Matt Sharp. I love a WeTV, Matt Sharp. And I like to talk about love because I don't know what it feels like. So, Uh, if you guys don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you guys would like to share this video on any social media platform, please do so. Anyone that you think, you want to put it on Reddit, you want to put it on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, you want to do a little thing on Instagram and tag me in it to show all your peeps that you come and watch me for that 90 Day Fiance bit of business, you know what I'm saying? I don't really be giving all the tea because I'm not about that, you know what I'm saying? I just want to watch the show in its pure trash form and talk about the nonsense that we are given on a weekly basis. If you would like to join this live today, right now, here is the email that you can use. Just call me Wah. Okay, you don't have to be camera ready. You can just put your audio on, take your camera off. But if you've got something burning in your spirit and it's just, there's not enough characters in the typing and you want to join live, you can do so. I'm going to take this off because it's the last time I'm going to say it. There it is. But I want to thank those of you guys who are in the room right now. Y'all are great. Give this video a thumbs up and let's jump right into this episode. So the first couple that we are going to talk about are these two. I really honestly don't have anything to say about them. I thought that their segment was rather boring. I think that they are a real couple. I think they love each other and I think they're going to be successful here in the US, at least for the first 2 years. There is no real controversy with them. Everything that they're drumming up is just going to feel slightly racist to me or xenophobic, not xenophobic, racist. And I just don't know that I'm here for it. And it's kind of boring, So I wish Cara and Guillermo all of the best. And once we get over, laptop gate or, the fact that he had for some awkward reason, had to tell the uncle that he has made out with other American women. Like, if that is the drama that they're going to give us this season, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? No ill will. It's just not as entertaining. And there's too many couples for me to give a rat's butt. And so I don't. All right. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Emily and Kobe, girl, because this was a hot ticket item. Okay. This was a hot ticket item this episode. And people are going to feel a lot of conflicting things. And you know what? You're allowed to feel those things. You don't have to be either person's side. Um, yeah, you don't have to be on either person's. Ooh, what did I do? Where am I at? You don't have to be on either person's side. They could both be wrong. They could be wrong about some things. They could be right about other things. You know what I'm saying? Also, my Wi-Fi is being a little wonky, so if I stop talking, it's poor K. It's because I can see that the Wi-Fi is not good, and you're not going to be able to see my face anyway. So I might as well just be quiet and let it get itself together. Okay, so Emily and Kobe. So Emily is sitting in her living room, and she is pumping. Well, I don't know where the baby is, but she is pumping, and the thing is like, the pumping thing. It does that, and it's making Kobe quite uncomfortable. Let's just say what it is. It's making Kobe quite uncomfortable, and it's nothing wrong with him being uncomfortable because I think breastfeeding makes people uncomfortable. You're not used to seeing breasts out in the world, uh, especially if you are in front of your father. Now, here's the truth. Everyone has a different level of comfortability. My father is my father in the same way that he was my father when I was 5 years old. If I cut myself and I go to my dad right now and I'm like, he's going to look at me like I'm a 5-year old and be like, oh, okay, I have something for that. He'll go and do that, right? I don't know that I know that I would be comfortable breastfeeding my child in front of my father. Now, would I be comfortable just being like, "I tell you to do, I tell you, la 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 la. Oh, where's the baby? Is the baby over here? Okay, let's have the baby slowly." No, I would be like, okay, understand. Okay, anyways, dad. So I was saying such and such and such and such and such, right? Would I be comfortable just like out like pumping? No. That's just me though. That's just me. If Emily is comfortable pumping in front of her father, that is fine. Now, if that makes Kobe uncomfortable, that is fine as well. So, what Emily needed to say to him was, I get that you're uncomfortable, but my dad has been watching me take out my titty for 17 months now. And we're past that point. I had a really hard time breastfeeding and pumping. And so the fact that I'm even doing this, like I'm comfortable out here. I get it makes you uncomfortable, but I'm not going to go in my room right now. Um, Even though there's I mean, here's the truth though. Kobe, Emily is not, is, she's in front of an entire camera crew. There are at least 3 cameramen and probably 2 producers that are there. So maybe Kobe is kind of feeling a certain way that she's whipping out her boob in front of her dad, but she's also whipping it out in front of 5 strangers. Now, I'm sure they've been with her for the last 5 months, prepping her for this event, but she's doing it and it's making him uncomfortable. And they needed to have an adult conversation, but she immediately went on the defense, as some people might say. She went on the defense immediately and was like, that whole argument, the free the nipple situation where there are some women who are like very adamant about being able just to pop it out and feed without having to put the like little sheet over the baby because they're like, how would you feel if you had to drink, water underneath a blanket? And listen, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their life, but what I'm saying is that when your significant other, who you've been waiting for 17 months, who you want to come to this country and help you raise this child, brings up something that is uncomfortable for them, and you are not immediately like kind of thinking about what their perspective is, because she acts as though breastfeeding in the US is just so open and so willy-nilly that it's just preposterous for her to even imagine someone being uncomfortable with this. And then he goes further in, which he's wrong for. Instead of him just saying, this is making me uncomfortable, he starts to compare her to women in Africa. And let me tell you one thing, Africa is a big ass continent. And Kobe does not know all the women nor all of the cultural norms in Africa. Okay. So he can't say in Africa, women don't do this. In Africa, women stop breastfeeding at 7 months. You know why some women might stop breastfeeding at 7 months? Because they have to bloody go to work. Okay. So they can't breastfeed for longer than that, even if they wanted to. And then some women don't want to. So really, it's not about a trend. It's not about anything that they're both saying. They're both just having a disagreement about something and not talking about it in the way that it needs to spoken about. And then you know who wants to make it even more weird and awkward? Emily's father. That was weird. Now, listen, again, as somebody who is very close to their father, my father would literally never step in on that conversation. Okay. I think there's a certain part of him that goes, you're a grown person and you make grown decisions with this other grown person. So y'all need to work it out. I'm not going to get involved in this. I don't even want to argue with my own wife. Why would I get involved in this argument? Father got in the argument 2 different times and it was very awkward. What? Women here, they breastfeed and it's okay. It's as long as you want, as long as you want. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, was that your motto when your wife was breastfeeding? Because that's a relatively forward thinking thought. A Kansas man from Salinas, Kansas, is pro a woman breastfeeding until the end of time? I find that hard to believe, unless your mind has been recently changed. That's fine. That's fine. However, you have to acknowledge that that has not always been the frame of thought. So that's my 2 cents on this. Natalie, Emily should be able to breastfeed as long as she wants to. However, there are consequences to that. And Kobe says that he's here now with his wife and he would like access to her body. And if he has to share a breast with his son, that's not going to work for him. And that's completely understandable as well. Some men don't want to suck breast milk. Some do. And so now she's going to have to, this lighting is great right now. Like, I feel like if I move, the lighting is just going to shift and I don't want that to happen. So like right now, he is not into it. And so she's going to have to make a decision. I don't think that she should force him to be okay with whatever this situation is. If he's not okay with it, then he's not okay with it. And then that's a conversation that they need to have. So listen, the way Emily is behaving, she's about to be a single mother in Salinas. I'm not saying that he is going to like leave and go back to Africa, but he could easily leave her and that baby in Salinas if she's going to make it so hard for him to A, connect with his son, and B, connect with her. She's going to say that she's really shocked about Kobe's behavior because he would not have behaved this way in China. And I said, you are a different person than you were in China too. You wouldn't even have known to have this conversation with him. I'm pretty sure that motherhood has changed her irrevocably in a way that she probably never thought would happen. And so how would she know how he would behave in this circumstance? She's like, oh, he's being, I don't know, he was so kind and sweet in China and now he's not. I didn't see a man not being kind and sweet. I thought he was just putting up a boundary for himself. I mean, sometimes he went a little far, right? But also he was saying, the way you're talking to me right now is very disrespectful. Don't think just because I'm the foreigner who came to this US that I'm just supposed to bow down to you, because that's not the way it's going to happen. So I'm saying, we're having this conversation. Your father jumps in for some reason because you're getting hype about me asking you to go downstairs and possibly breastfeed because I'm uncomfortable with you just doing it in front of anybody. It makes me uncomfortable. And she has a right to say, unfortunately, that's not how that's going to go down. We can talk about it later, but right now, just let me do this and we'll have the conversation later. I get you're uncomfortable, but this is how I roll. And then he could have been like, okay, well, I don't think it's right. And then she could have reiterated, hey, this is how I roll. We can have this conversation later. I just don't feel comfortable having it right now. Then she's like, get up and go help my mom in the kitchen. You're making me so mad. I want to go over there right now. And what? Cause violence? Is that what she was saying? She wants to go over there and do what to him? Hit him? Go and help my mom. So he's like, you see how you just said that to me? Like, you could have said that to me nicer. You don't have to speak. And she's like, okay, well, if you could go and help my mom in the kitchen, that'd be great. And he's like, see, thank you. So to me, that was a real therapy moment right there. I appreciated the back and forth of them saying how they feel. And then the mother saying that she doesn't want to get involved with it, which is great because this dad doesn't understand how it works at all. So dad goes to pick up grandma, who has a denture, a teeth situation going on, but looks great. And they have white chili, which I actually like a white chili. I've very rarely had it, but the times that I've had it, it has been delicious. So I wonder how good that white chili is. I think white chili is made with like ground turkey or like ground chicken. I don't think it's made with beef. Okay, anyways, so he made the guacamole and they sat down to eat. And grandma is like, who wears the pants in Africa? And Kobe is very excited to say that men wear the pants in Africa. And then they're like, oh, that's crazy because Emily wears the pants here. So we all listen to her. So that's what that is. And so it's just like, the baby doesn't want to go to him to get his diaper changed. He's still not used to him yet, which is unfortunate. But this is, the normal thing. And I just feel like Emily is, she's not doing well with sharing that baby with the father. She's really concerned that I don't know what, that like Coben is going to have some kind of like permanent damage done to him by, I just don't know. The whole like you can't sleep in the bed. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand her not j- a 17-month-old person is very moldable, right? You are the one that shows them what to do. I'm not saying, rip him from her. I'm not saying take him away from his mother, but I'm saying make space for his father. And the mother isn't doing that. She doesn't want him playing with the son after a certain time in the evening because she cannot mess up his schedule. And then she doesn't buy a new bed so that all three of them can sleep in the bed. And so now Kobe has to sleep on the couch. Apparently their downstairs area like has its own living room and has its own rooms. Is there not a bathroom down there? Is it still just one bathroom? And also like if the downstairs area has its own living room, then I think he does have a point that she doesn't necessarily need to pump in the living room that's upstairs. So anyways, there's that. There's a lot going on. And I haven't liked Emily since Segi, and I wanted to really like her, but we're catching her at a really awkward time. And, I'm always here for the women and I always want to support them, but she's making it very difficult for me to support her because I don't, at least what's happening right now, there is not a lot of bending on her end. Like she knew that things were going to need to change once Kobe got there. Or maybe she didn't. And maybe that's what the problem is that she did not think about creating space for him. She just wants him to figure out how he can fit. Because she could have been starting to put the baby to sleep in another bed, right? Because there was a crib or some kind of bassinet I saw that was there. And she just never started. She just never got the baby because you could still breastfeed. She could. I just don't. She just wants Kobe to figure it out. She doesn't want to change anything about her and Coben's like patterns, and just wants Kobe to not only come to the States and figure out life and like money stuff, but then also like figure out where he fits in her family. Which, yeah, it's just it's a lot. And I always feel for the foreigner when they walk into a situation where someone hasn't created space for them or taken their needs into consideration. That being said, let's move over on to someone else who is a little weird with them taking into consideration their partner. And I hate to say this, but I have to say it because I have to be fair. Muhammad and Eve. Oh my God. I am so happy for I can't Eve. I don't understand. Like, I would like to hear Muhammad's Arabic to better understand how it is that he is lyrically linking together his English, because it is like a lyrical sound with no clear melody. You know, it's oh my god, Farron, nice. Oh, I think it's going to be tough. Here's the truth. Muhammad's English is really good, and you know that I respect a polyglot. Is that what it's called when you speak more than one language? You know that I keyed in on Thais and her learning her English. I love it when they learn the English. I love it when the foreigner learns the other language. I love all of that. Okay, I love it. I just want to punch him in the throat because the sound of his voice bothers me. And that's just me. I also, and I hate doing this, I just don't believe that Muhammad is giving me a little bit of bi-curious. You know what I'm saying? Like there is something about him that leads me to believe that this is a Stella got her groove back situation, and not that Eve needed to get her groove back. I just think the fact that is it a kink? Does he have an older lady kink because there's something attractive about a woman who's going to take care of you and it sexually arouses him? Is it a kink? Because that's what it feels like. And if it's a kink, I'm fine with it. You know? I'm fine with a kink. I don't judge a kink. You could have several kinks and I'm here for you as long as you're getting it in. But something doesn't seem right about Muhammad. So anyways, it's the next morning. Muhammad has just gotten to the US and Eve is like, bye babe, bye, I gotta go to work. I gotta pick up Theron. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I don't have time to like hang out with you on your first day in America because someone has to work. You're not gonna be able to work. And so I can't even take one day off in order to smooth your way into this country. Not even, I cannot. Not only can I not, I also won't even make you breakfast. And I'm not saying that she should have done it, but I would say that the fact that she left him means that she should have at least gotten him up to help him and showed him where everything is besides that's that, there's that, da, da, da. Now, unless she knows that he knows his way around a kitchen to a certain extent and that the kitchen that he's grown up with in his house is the exact same one that she's gotten here, let me tell you right now, an electric stove is a mystery to me. Okay, I don't know how to use a stove that doesn't have actual fuego. So whenever I see an electric stove, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. So I don't expect Muhammad to know what to do. Unless he has an electric stove and he already knows what to do. I mean, it's just like but that whole scene of him in the kitchen, I expected Eve to make me food breakfast. I thought my first time in America would be different. And she left me to discover by myself. I can't, I can't. Here, hold on. Let me get my notes out. Wakes up to Eve leaving. He thought he was going to have breakfast in bed. And then he was going to be able to discover where he's living. I don't know about the breakfast in bed, but the discovering of where you're living, I find that to be important. Did she spend all her money on the K1 visa? That's all I want to know. Like, why can't she take one day off? Is one day $500? How much is one day of work? That's all I wonder. Then he's like, oh, where's the bidet? Maybe I could do it. And then I'm like, I don't know. Listen, the instructions are in English. And it's one thing to speak a language, and it's a whole other thing to read instructions in a language. That's it. So I wonder how that went. So then he's like, my mom usually cook for me and watches over my needs. And now I'm already missing my mom. I wish that we had got some footage of the mother because I would like to see this woman. I would like to see this woman who is still cooking for a 25-year-old man. That's all. I just want to see her. I want to see what she looks like. And I want to know if he has siblings. Remember, we already talked about this. Like, I would be upset if he had a sister and the mother and the sister had to get up and cook him breakfast. Get up. Okay. And then she's like, then he says to her, don't just get used to not cooking for me. Don't get used to that. I am frustrated because she did not cook for me. Then he's like, oh, it's like, then he knew he was filming a show. And so then after that, he just started to say all the things that he was doing in the kitchen. Okay, pan, and I cooking egg. Oh, salt. Oh, I can't find the salt. Oh no, where is the salt? Okay, and cheese. I'm looking. Okay, cheese. Then he makes himself a delicious looking scramble and then realizes that he's left the stove on. I imagine that one of the producers was like, Muhammad, you left the frying pan on with the heat. I can smell it. He's like, oh, I left. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I just left this like this. Okay. So anyways, there's that. You're welcome. Let's see what you guys are saying. He's a mama's boy. More than that. What do these people talk about? Arabic moms are very catering to their son's age. Doesn't matter. Oh, I know that. I'm still going to talk about it though. Lots of mothers dote over their boys. They do. You know what it is? It's the fact that I don't enjoy cooking. So that wouldn't be one of the things that I would dote over my son with. As soon as it's safe for him to be in the kitchen, he will be in the kitchen cooking food. If he wants to eat, listen, I will impart all of the cooking wisdom I have on you. I'll show you how to season. I'll show you how to chop. I'll show you how to marinate. I'll show you how to boil. I'll show you how to scramble. I'll show you how to fry. Okay? But then after that, if you want those things, you are going to have to do all of that yourself. Okay? I just can't. It's not one of the things I'm going to do. It's not one of the things I would do. You know what I'm going to help you with? Is your wardrobe. Okay? You know what I'm going to do? Take you to get a haircut every 2 weeks because I need you to look fly. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to help you with your shoes. Okay? I'm going to help you with all the bodily maintenance. Anything you want. Colognes, all of it. I got you. But cooking, you're going to have to get you. Or you're going to have to get you a job so you can have McDonald's money. That is just what it's going to be with me. Okay. So I just thought it was kind of rude of Eve not to be there for him on his first day. That's it. All right. So speaking of somebody being great on their first day or not being rude on their first day, let's talk about Patrick and Thais. All right. So we meet Thais. She's a 25-year-old Brazilian girl. She's with Patrick, who's 31 years old. And we met Patrick and his brother. And you know what? She's cute. I know I talked about her Payless shoes. You know what I'm saying? I talked about these shoes, boots the house down. But the truth is, the girl is cute. She's a model. She does work here and there. She seems like she has a pretty good head on her shoulders. She never even expected to be with an American. And so the fact that she lucked out with Patrick, who thinks is hot, and who took her out on dates, because like Brazilian men, I guess, don't do that from her perspective. I have no idea. I don't have and so like she's just really happy to be with him. However, Thais very much is like, let me see where this goes. Okay, this is an opportunity for me. Oh, my Wi-Fi sucks. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay. Debbie H. Hello, Debbie. I've never seen your name before. Hi, welcome. Thank you for showing up. Patrick did everything right to welcome her, so I'm confused. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Even looking for a sexual babysitter. Oh, let's go back to that. I didn't talk about Theron. Okay, so Theron meets Muhammad and gives him a hug immediately. It's like he never expected Muhammad to come off the inside of the screen. And so he's very happy. And I love the fact that he's like giving him a hug. And it was just a good moment. And Muhammad seems like he's going to be with him, do well with him, except for Muhammad feels like he is a babysitter. And I'm like, well, that's what you got to do until you get a job, son. You got to help out around the house. And so if babysitting is what you need to do, but I'm just thinking about that catheter. Is she going to show him how to put a catheter? Is that, woo? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know that I could do it. I don't know that I could move to another country and be responsible for someone who requires a catheter to be added in. Yeah, I don't know that I would be able to do that. So, God bless Muhammad if he can. Okay, so anyways, back to Patrick and Thais. So Thais is very, very close to her family. And they really love her. I mean, she is like the center, the nexus, the eye of the family storm. The way that they're all so sad about her leaving, I just don't know what that feels like. I feel like my family is just too, like, they don't show emotion like that. So no one would be crying if I was like, oh, I'm moving to Brazil. They would just be like, oh, well, what are you gonna do for work? Oh, okay. So, oh, well, all right. Like, no one would be crying. No one would be crying. And so this to me was me watching people who love each other show their emotions. And I'm just like, huh, I wonder what that's like. I wonder what it's like to have your family be so upset that you're leaving that they cry. Or even tell you that they're upset that you're leaving. Huh, what a novelty. I'm happy for her. And so it feels a little like she doesn't care about them, but the way she's just like, yeah, they're all upset, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see what this life is like. Like, that's an opportunity to go to the US, marry a man who has money and who loves me. And I can always come back. You know how many times that she's told us that she could always come back? She's continuously told her that she can always come back. And listen, I don't dislike that train of thought, but also it makes me feel like she's very much going to be like, anytime anything's upsetting her, she's just going to be like, I'm going to go home. So there's that. But it's empowering and freeing to have that option. Now, she tells her dad, not that she's leaving to marry him, but that she's just going to visit. And her dad cries on camera. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And I was just like, why are you crying, sir? I don't understand. Are you going to miss her that much? And if so, like, wow. But I did not think it was endearing at all. It made me uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable seeing a grown man cry. I mean, grandmother crying, yes. We didn't even see her mom, so maybe her mom didn't want to be on TV. And her relationship with her little sister is really cute. But I just am like, y'all are crying. Like, what did she do for y'all? Maybe I just don't understand like familial love. Maybe that's me. Maybe it's me and it's not them. But Thais is 100% the rich man's Karini. You hear Larissa, you hear Karini, and then we have Thais. There are Brazilian ladies, right? Because we have a few Colombians, right? We have Paul, we have Evelyn, we've got Melissa, and one other, Jimena. We've got, you know what I'm saying? So no. Evelyn's from Ecuador. Yeah, she's from Ecuador. But anyways, what I'm saying is that we pretty much know the major countries in South America, right? We got 2 Venezuelans that are men, We've got Daniel from Love in Paradise, and we've got, oh boy, Guillermo. You know what I'm saying? So we've dipped our toes in the South American soil from the 90-Day Fiancé world. And the fact that the father thinks that Americans just take advantage of Brazilian women, I feel like Brazilian women and American men take advantage of each other equally, first of all. And I'm not opposed to it. One needs opportunity, the other one needs boom boom. So listen, if everyone is happy, I'm happy. But yeah, Karini definitely did get the shit in the stick. I'm gonna say it. I mean, Larissa had it pretty bad, but Larissa like rose above and moved forward. Karini just has a domestic violence suit on her now because of Paul. Like, but honestly, here's the truth, and I don't condone domestic violence, but if you were with Paul, you would hit him too. If you didn't have any other options, I just feel bad for Karini. And all of her like her illicit OnlyFans stuff is like filmed with an ill quality camera. I wonder if that's a whole like industry too. If like women specifically get like Android that has a bad camera in order to put up these sexy things so that it makes it seem like that it's real amateur. Like, oh, Brazilian girl still in Brazil, like the worst camera footage. I'm like, girl, if you're gonna just show your hoo-ha on thing, make it in 4K. Show that thing off. So yeah, it just makes me feel bad for her. Her and Juliana. It just makes me feel like it's like Larissa, Juliana, Karini, and Thais. And Karini got Paul. Paul has done, he's neurotic. He's dirty. He's crazy. He gonna accuse her of sleeping around. He wants a blood test or a DNA test for all them children. Poor Karini. Poor Karini. Oh, poor Karini. Paul. Paul. What do you guys say? Oh, did somebody email me? Let me see if someone emailed me. Did anybody email me to get in on this? Let's see. Okay, Miriam, you ready? Sorry, it was a while ago. Miriam, if you're still here and you're ready, I'm ready for you. Let me know if you're still here. Miriam, you still here? Wait, didn't you have a Paul and Karini song? Oh yeah, I did. How did it go? Karini. It was Karini saying over and over again. Miriam, do you want to be in it? I'll send it to you. Just tell me when you're ready to come in. No rush. Copy to card, and then is it down there? Okay, should it just be here? No, it isn't here. Okay, wait, is it? Give me a paste off. Okay. It is. Okay, I'm sending it to you. Boop. There you go. Tell me when you are ready. You don't have to do it right now. Just join, and then I'll count you in. Hola. Oh yeah, fala. That's what it is. Fala Karini. Fala. Fala Karini. Fala. Fala Karini. Fala Karini. Fala Karini. Fala. Remember, because she was like walking away from him. I don't even remember what fala means, but he was like Karini. Karini. Fala. Karini. Fala. Fala Karini. Karini. He just did so much to her. He just did so much to her. He just did so much to her. It was just annoying. Fala Karini, fala. Oh God, remember that? Those were the early 90-day fiance days. Thank you guys. Thanks for reminding me that. Oh, is that what it is? Fala means talk. It means talk. Yeah. He's like, talk to me. And she's like, no, Paul. Remember when he like ran? We could talk about Paul's running all day. He just like ran to the like whatever, and he's like men with machetes. Remember they got robbed, men with machetes? Like, it's just so crazy. Fala Karini, fala. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Oh yeah, no, we don't have to move on. Okay, so Patrick is preparing for Thais to get there. He gets her a puppy, which so sweet to give her something to do so that she's not alone when he's at work. So sweet. He also has a little conversation with John. John likes the puppy, but I don't know what, like, John needs to go. I mean, listen, I sometimes feel weird when the foreigner who lives in a familial home or a multi-generational home comes to the US and then feels some kind of way about living in a multi-generational home. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you came from a circumstance where you were living with your parents or you were living with a family member and there were several generations in that household. And then you come to the US and you move in with someone's parents and then you have a problem with that. I don't understand. Like, isn't that the culture that you came from? Or is it because you expect a different lifestyle when you come to the US? Listen, times are hard in the US right now. And if you need to go live with somebody's parents in order for them to have enough money for you guys to live on your own, that's just what it needs to be right now. You got to be uncomfortable for a while, unfortunately, right? because you don't have the money to be able to take them out of that circumstances. Now, if living with them for 2 years or more than a year, I can understand your situation, but just be cool with it. So it's annoying to me that she's annoyed by John. However, if John is going to treat their house like a party house or not going to be considerate of her feelings, then that's a problem as well. Patrick, however, looks like the house is clean. Looks like he has somebody come in and clean the house, which is like, thank you. Yes. If you do not have the time or the want to clean your home, hire someone to come every 2 weeks. Just do it. It will save you so much judgment from me. Just hire someone. Okay, so anyways, he goes and gets his back waxed, which I thought was unnecessary. He lost weight. What else did he do? He tanned. He got a haircut. He was ready for Thais, okay? He wanted her. He had flowers. He wore a nice little outfit to the airport. He gets there. They have hugs. They suck each other's tongues. They on the car ride. She speaks English. He's speaking his Portuguese. They talk about a little bit about John. They talk about how she could just go home if she wants to. Also, like, they talk about having sex. And listen, live your lives. I'm here for it. I hope she's happy here. I hope he makes her happy. I hope that the brother doesn't get in the way of their happiness. I really do truly hope that the brother's only living there as a plot point for this. And that's all I have to say about them. I mean, that was a lot. So, Shiloh says, that TLC told the brother to drink that beer. Yeah, he did. I don't think he needed to get his back waxed. Like, that's a lot. Like you don't have to get them. You don't have to do all that. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. It's a lot to maintain. So just let it happen. Okay. Let's move on to Ari and Benny. So Ari and Benny are, that travel just chewed Ari up and spit her out. She looks so crazy when they get to that apartment. So anyways, they traveled for what must have been 30 hours. I mean, it looked like a rough and tumble situation. And she gives Benny the credit for taking care of the baby the whole time and being there because he really couldn't sleep on all the flights. I wonder if this is his first super long flight. It probably is, right? So this is new for him too. And she's just in and out of sleep. And they get to the US and the mother Janice has signs and the father's there. And it's just the two of them. So it isn't super overwhelming. And Benny knows Janice. Janice has given him advice. She's been to Ethiopia twice. And, so she's very comfortable with him, which is, I love Janice as a parent-in-law. I think that because his family is so awful, whatever it is that Janice does is just pales into comparison. Just pales. And so he's like, oh, I don't know. Ari family is going to be, I have to make decision about Ari and the family. And I'm just like, no one, and Ari says it too, no one's going to throw wine in your face, Benny. So regardless of how bad it gets, it'll never get that bad. My family is not like that. And I said, you know what, Ari, you better stand up for yourself because his family, awful. Awful. They've been awful to her from the beginning, regardless if she's crazy or not. Awful. And so it just feels crazy that he's even for 1 second worrying about her family being anything to him, but open and kind, because that's all they've been. So they're wondering about the baby. And I just keep looking at this baby and I go, thank God for those Ethiopian genes, because that baby cute. And that baby is cute because of Benny. I'm gonna just leave that there. So they're really excited to see the baby. I can't even imagine how they're even talking. I would not even talk to Benny and Ari. I would just go scoop that baby up and walk away. Because that's the reason why they're doing all of this. I mean, they're doing it for Ari, sure. But they're also doing it for that baby. So anyways, they get into the cab or the car, and Mother's really excited about all the things, things are going to point out in dark New York City as they drive back to Princeton. And Benny goes to sleep. He's tired. He's finally getting an opportunity to go to sleep. He knocks out. They get to the apartment. And apparently they got a 2-bedroom apartment, and they got the best cable, and they got all of like the best lighting. What does that mean? I don't know. And Ari's like, oh, in a month you want us to take over? Like, why did you get everything so expensive? Why did you get an apartment next door to you? Like, I can't afford this. So you're going to have to help us for longer than a month. And believe me, tomorrow morning when I'm not as tired, I'll be appreciative. But at this moment, I mean, her hair, like the braid Mimi put in her hair was like, it didn't last. And it's perhaps because she wasn't wearing some kind of, headscarf, to keep it intact. But she looked crazy. But you know who's wide awake? That baby. That baby was wide awake. So I don't know when they're going to get any sleep. And they don't have a plan for how they're going to take care of their family, which we already knew they didn't. But it was just really interesting to have Ari actually say that out loud. And I really liked that. I really liked it. Oh, Hetty, yeah, you're late. I mean, no, you're not late. I'm only talking about last week's episode. I haven't watched this week's episode yet. So I'll do that live probably later on today that I have this full face on. Ari acts like she won a visa too. You know what is interesting? She's like, I'm so excited to come to the America. Aren't you excited? We've been waiting to come to America this whole time. And I'm like, oh no, she hasn't been listening to his confessionals, because Benny has said several times that he doesn't want to go to the US, and that the only reason he's going to the US is for his son. He's made that abundantly clear to us. So what do you mean it's always been you couldn't wait and this is the dream to get to the US? Like, Benny says that that's not his dream. He's only here to not lose this son and possibly rekindle with the other son, which that is what I would watch. I would watch a show where we watch him rekindle with his ex and his baby, and we see what really happened and why they broke up. That is the 90 Day Fiancé spinoff that I would watch. I only need one season though. Don't give me more than that. I don't even want them. I don't even want them to have like their own Ari and Benny story. I would just like it to be like a Diaries or like a Happily Ever After, where that is the main focus. I don't need any more Leandro. I want to see Benny's drama. Anyways, and so yeah, she's just like, yes, they're so excited in the States. Like, he's so happy for that, and yay. And I'm just like, girl, he's been telling us the whole time, Ari, Benny, Ari, I lose my English. I'm like, you lose your English? Boy, you ain't never had English. I don't. Woo! It's crazy. Okay, now let's move on to Shida and whatever the F his name is. What's that fool's name? Bilal. Okay, so the one thing that I was like, I wish that Shida would wear a hijab that wasn't the same skin tone as her, wasn't the same tone as her face. Like, she was just giving, it was giving not a good, it wasn't giving what I wanted it to give when she met those kids. It was just like, she just washed out. It's like she blended in with the walls, right? Is it just me? Oh, Miriam, you guys. Miriam is backstage. And I'm going to bring her on so that she can give us a little bit about what she's thinking about these couples. And then we'll go back to talking about Bilal and Shida. All right, everyone, round of applause. Let's welcome Miriam. You're live.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is it coming in clear? I don't want any feedback. I don't have any other devices on because I want to be clear.
It's fine.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Right. What do you want to talk about?
I don't have any other devices on because I want to be clear.
Oh, there's the feedback.
That was feedback? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let me just turn my phone all the way off. There we go. Okay, so hi. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
I'm so excited that you joined us. Welcome. Thank you so much for all your support.
How do I hear you? This is my first. I'm reading your lips all the way. How do I hear you?
You would put your volume up.
Okay. I hear you. This is my first. I'm reading your lips all the way. How do I hear you? Oh my gosh, that's so...
You would put your volume up.
Okay, you know what? I have to take off the other tab. That's what it is. I am messing myself up. Okay, here we go. It opened a whole new tab. Here we go. Yay. Okay. Makes more sense now.
All right. So who do you want to talk about?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess because he's my favorite. And it's not just that because he is a beautiful Black man that had me looking at, men in Cameroon now as, options, because I am melanated as myself. Yes. And I really think he cares for her. Like, I think he wants to do the right thing. And I'm feeling this in every way, but she's kind of pushing him off. And I think even though they met in a very not traditional way, I think he's like a semi-traditional guy. And so maybe certain things about them are not coming together because they have like great chemistry. Now they're parents, and it might simply be that. I don't know if they can live together.
Yes.
She is too bossy. She needs to be able to give him part of not just the lead as like the person in the relationship. You know what I mean? You have to partner with a man that is a man that he took care of her in China. So it's almost like she's like acting like he's a bum. It's very strange. Yes. And it's because it's like she's picking up the energy she got from her parents in a way, but it's the energy she created because she used to date bums before him. So she needs to reaffirm even for herself that he's a really good guy. He wants to be a good father to Coben. And the only way that little boy is going to warm up to this man who is technically a stranger, even though he's seen him on live and all of that, is for her to be a little bit more welcoming, a little bit more, just fall back a little bit and allow him to be dad and allow them to have some fun time. I mean, it's okay for him to be off his sleep schedule for a day or so or whatever, so that he can see his father and be with his father and really establish a relationship. Pump those breasts in a room where he's comfortable, okay? Because that's your man, okay? All in all, if you're going to really want to be copacetic and go off and live a life with this man and your child, you're going to have to make some concessions. If you want to be all free and out there like you're on Bourbon Street in New Orleans all the time with your boobs, and your man's not like that, then you're going to have to give a little, not do that, or figure out that he's not the one for you and go on. But you're not going to make him be different. I think that's very strange also. And how it's almost like her family is affirming that as well. Like he should just come here and be different. And it's like, no, he's actually a really good guy that has some very normal, traditional values that you guys are trying to act like is so strange. It's not that weird. And he has come from a whole nother country to live in your home. So understand that a little, and that you can't keep treating him like a stranger in front of his child, because his child is going to pick up on all that vibe. So that's all I have to say for that. I mean, it's like, she has her little fun time with him, and then she wants to put him in a box until she's ready to, come back to the bed later. Like, what? No. That's, I don't, I know, and she has a father who is there, so you know what that is. So why do you think this man is supposed to be something different? It's very strange. Yeah, but that's all I have to say. Obviously, I have a lot to say because it's very upsetting. He's a good man. She's breaking him down and almost gaslighting him in ways, like acting like, no, this is what's normal. He's like, no, it's not. Yeah. Like,
I also want to, for me, I want to be careful with telling women that they like. It's an antiquated idea that if a relationship doesn't work or there's friction, then it's the woman's job to fix it. But in
Yes.
this instance, I see Emily standing on hills that don't need to be stood on. That
Yes.
this is not a make it or break it type situation. Maybe she was tired. Maybe this is
Maybe, yeah.
coming off of, just people being rude and Salinas in general about her breastfeeding in public and the fact that, this man has now come and she thought the situation with him was going to be different and he's objecting to her breastfeeding. But he has said to her prior to that he wants her to kind of stop breastfeeding because he's known
Hmm.
she's breastfeeding at 17 months. Like, and
Hmm.
I'm sure that he's made comments to her about it.
I'm
And about
sure.
the
I'm
fact that,
sure she's done it on camera if she's doing it on camera.
yeah. So,
So,
like, this is not the first time they've had this conversation or
right.
something to where she would deduce that this would actually come to a head. So that's my thing is that this didn't just come out of left field. He didn't support your breastfeeding in any environment prior to, and then just get to the US and all of a sudden you're blindsided by him not wanting you to do this. Like he,
Yes.
maybe he didn't realize that you were doing what you were doing in full view of everybody. But
Yeah. And the
like,
cameras probably are a whole nother thing where he's like, really? You need to go maybe downstairs. Like he's feeling a whole different kind of way about it. Now there's a whole camera crew. And here you are. And my son is still pulling at your breath. Like this is a bad, I have two sons, I have to disclose. So I only breastfed them up to 6 months. But because teeth come into play and I'm a sensitive person. So but I give you a lot. I can't give you, you already have my body for over a year. Like I can't give you more. And in some way you have to do that. So you set boundaries with your children. Otherwise, it makes everything in their life so much harder to then set those boundaries later because they never had them with you. If you show them early on that I will still love you, I will still do for you, but we do this differently now. And this is growth. This is natural, normal growth. And if she set that tone, that little boy would be on board. But she had no breastfeeding plan even to when would this come to an end? Were you going to do it till he's 10? I mean, what's going on here? Let's see, it's just it's I don't want to say that it's something that it's not, but it's something that it's showing that maybe she's having a hard time letting this little boy grow because he's going to grow and not be a little baby anymore. And she still wants that baby cradling time with him and that's what she has when he nurses with her. Otherwise, he's probably running and jumping and hopping off of things and playing with the balls and doing all other kinds of things and not wanting to be all cuddled up in mommy's little baby. And that's just children in general. Like at some point, they're like, okay, put me down. Okay, stop kissing me, And maybe she's already, feeling that in some way that she feels like if he doesn't have to nurse with her anymore, then that won't be there. She has nothing else going on in her life. I mean, unless somebody can hit me to the fact that maybe she's an online tutor or something, but she has no professional direction in any way, artistically, in an office set. Like, what does she do?
yeah.
Blog, something.
Yeah.
So.
I think that she she just didn't make space, and that is the issue. Like if she wants to breastfeed her child until like 2 years old, 3 years old, like that is the choice that some women make. I personally, when like you can't, when a child gets to a certain age, and to me Coban has hit that age where like they're literally grabbing at your teta like and fully like, and then fighting with you in public over it. At that point, I'm like, oh no, we can't do this anymore because you are now an adult trying to attack me. Like,
right. And you feel entitled to my body. And I don't want to set that tone to you that you can just tap on me and be like, whip out your boob, mom. Like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like it when when my child kind of commands me for attention in any kind of way, like, excuse me, what are you
Yeah.
doing? But you
My
have
older
to set those boundaries.
my older sister did that, and she breastfed her child until 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And like, I mean, it was hard for her to wean because by the time she decided to like, okay, now this is becoming a problem, like a 3-year-old can fully fight you. Like a 3-year-old can fully like come at you and
Absolutely.
start like unbuttoning things. Someone's put it in the comments here that you had a friend whose like child would unbutton the shirt. Yeah, like
Oh,
that's too
yeah.
much for me. I
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, 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 no. I will hear no, 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 can't do it. But I've seen it happen, and it can be a lot. And so it just feels like she's on that path. But maybe she felt that way because it took her a long time to breastfeed. Let me
Maybe too.
actually roll
Yeah.
back and let's think of your thoughts about not sorry, Shida and Bilal, because I
Oh my
haven't talked about them,
gosh.
and there's some people who've been, we've been sitting for an hour now. So let's
Yeah, I'm
move to
sorry.
them.
I just
No
love
problem.
talking to you. Can't believe I'm talking to you.
No, let's talk about them. Let's get your
Oh,
fresh take.
yes, my least favorite. And of course, why, but it's great that we have this total different kind of man to kind of offset, what you would want to partner with versus what you would not.
Mm,
But wow, all the games and the tests coming from high levels of insecurity. And I don't know what kind of trauma you've been through, or maybe it was bullying or shit, something, but he fills his cup up with flossing online and trying to break women down. I
yeah.
don't know, it's because he's had a lot of strong women around him, and so there's a reason why he's, I think, divorced twice over.
I think it's just divorced once.
Just divorced once. Okay. um Even still, because those are, great kids. I think his ex seems to have a really good head on her shoulders and really being able to see through his bullshit and probably realizing that he probably took her through um just ridiculous stuff. And I don't need anyone that's going to be this kind of, to me, it's a sign of deceit too, regardless of the manipulation that he also tries to keep going. I could not partner with someone like this. I could not legally bound myself to a person like this. So that's just that on that. I
Yeah.
think Shaida is a beautiful woman from Trinidad. I don't think that anything that she is saying is abnormal. I think it's quite normal for her to want a child. I think he's gaslighting her with that whole issue,
Hmm.
especially since he brought it up in front of his children. Like, who does that? We don't have couples time where we're talking about something like this in front of children, your children. That would be like, no, that was to me, but very, just not good on his behalf at all, doing that in front of your children and kind of taking her down a notch in the same way. Like, this is a vote where we get to vote on whether you get to have a child. Excuse me?
Yeah. I just think that Shida, so I said earlier that she came in. I want her to wear a different color hijab. Just that's me. But she was nervous to meet the kids, and she is very shy, and so the kids were made aware of that by Bilal. And when they get there, she frankly underperforms in my mind. She
Yes.
is
He
not.
kind of shut
She doesn't
down.
ask them any questions. She's like in her confessional. She says, "I need to prove to Bilal and prove to the kids that I'm ready to be a mother." And then they get there and she just stares at them as though she doesn't have the nieces and nephews that she states that she has, that she plays with. And she doesn't ask them anything. Hello. And then like, even they're like, Assalamu alaikum, which is so funny because they don't say the full phrase. They're just like, Assalamu alaikum. And I was just like, what are they saying? And I realized what they were trying to say to her. And
Yeah.
then,
And trying to break the ice in a way too. But
yeah.
she was just like, she shut down.
Oh yeah, 100% got super awkward. And then so one of I think the boy decides, Yusuf says like, "Hey, do you want to go downstairs and play games?" Because there's like this lull after, there's a conversation about a nose ring, and then that's like her way of trying to like relate to the 14-year-old girl. And then when she's like, "I don't really play games," and I said,
That was so weird.
weird. even if you don't play games, you're going to play games right now because you're on a TV show and this is the first time you're meeting these kids. So go downstairs
Absolutely.
and play games.
Absolutely. I
What is
mean,
this? What is this whole thing of like, oh, I'm the one who sits out? How are you going to relate to them? I mean, there's only so
yeah.
much talking about makeup and fashion with one, and like at some point you have to be interactive with them. And then to say, once they get down there, she's like, I would like for you guys to eventually call me Umi. And I know that the 14-year-old is too old to start calling somebody Umi, especially when that person isn't somebody that they like have that kind of relationship with. And so Shida is saying, like, in her culture, it would be just normal for off the bat for everyone to just call each other those things. And it depends on the culture. Like in my
Yeah.
culture, if someone is older than me, I would call them auntie.
Yeah.
And that's just a sign of respect. And if the Americans aren't used to that, which it seems like the kids aren't, or at least maybe they would call her auntie first, like, and not Umi, so that at least it gives her some kind of level of, authority or respect that she wants.
Absolutely. I definitely think there has to be. I mean, given the rich religion of Islam and just all different kinds of expressions to elders that you can get from all different countries, they can adopt something into their speech to refer to her as. That's a sign of respect without calling her by her first name. That's, easy. I mean, and she has a pretty name, so let's just make some kind of variation of her name. Everybody be creative. Let's make it fun. But it shouldn't be something that, maybe she would hope that they would evolve into calling her Umi. But to say that to them right off the bat was something that she should have kept to herself. But I don't know if that was kind of producer prodded at too. I have to constantly remind myself that this is television. This is entertainment. And so unless they kind of poke some of these issues that you're like, what? We would never hear about this coming like one thing after another. And that's the other thing. Like, who says they don't play games? Like, what? That's just strange. Like, you don't throw a ball? You don't, what? Like, that's ride a bike? Like something. I mean, pool. Yeah. They're not asking her to go play football. I mean, it was different.
Yeah, I mean, it just was the icebreaker. They're not saying, every Saturday night we expect you to get at this Monopoly table. They just said, hey, at this moment, like, let's play. And then Yusuf has to go like, yeah, nah, we're going to go downstairs and play this game,
Yeah, that was some good games of Uno. I mean, something.
Yeah. They go downstairs and then the subject of children comes up, which you had mentioned prior to. The subject of children comes up. And so then Shida says, well, that's up to your father. And the father says, well, I don't know what Bilal says, but he does refer to her as a little girl or something like that. And that made me annoyed. He said, well, only I decide. So then I thought, oh, so you're going to just take the chance? You don't want kids, but like if you just have intercourse and it happens to happen, then you're saying Allah has decided? I don't, those two things are juxtaposed, this like thought patterns to me. Yes. And for him to throw it back in her court as though like she's just like this wayward 37-year-old who doesn't really know what she wants, nor does she understand what having another child would mean. Like he has to have some kind of concession at that. Like he can't just be like, oh, you're going to be a good bonus mother to my kids. But as far as like a mother to the kid that we might have together, I'm not going to do that. Now,
this is very toxic and very almost alarming to me. Like, and manipulative on a different level, because it was kind of trying to break her down in one way. Because I feel like they've had a discussion and he said he would consider having kids. And now he's going totally back on that. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just think that it could be a producer pushed thing. She's doing a very good job as an actress. If it isn't,
yes.
If it is a producer push thing, but it just feels like for them to be the age that they are and still being wishy-washy about whether or not to have kids, like it just feels like it something rings false about it. And
it has to be. It has to be. But she seemed genuinely hurt when he said what he said with the kids right there. So that's when I was like, huh, wait a second. She seems uncomfortable that he brought it up in front of them, which is kind of, it's certain things you just don't talk to with the children around. You don't make decisions like that with children right there as if they have a say in the decision. This is not, a family meeting. I just, and that's generally where people don't learn boundaries growing up. So then they don't understand how to set boundaries when they get older. I just wonder. I don't know. I don't know about him. I think he is some kind of guy that just really wants to be on TV.
Yeah, I think
Mr. Hood.
yeah,
What was he? What did he say? He's hood.
he's
Bougie.
hood but bougie. I
Oh
just
God, I
to
cannot.
me, he's just somebody who wants a certain level of like respect. And I think that sometimes that can come along with folks who are religious.
Hmm.
There's this structure that religion kind of gives to a family unit,
Hmm.
and there is a sense of being owed that structure, regardless of if you are upholding your end of the bargain. And
Absolutely.
I don't know that in this modern era that it is appropriate for the the way that he is managing or working with Shida is doesn't feel appropriate to me. It feels manipulative and it feels like gaslighting. And I think you're absolutely
Absolutely.
right to even have that conversation in front of the kids. Like as soon as the kids brought it up, he should have said, "That's a conversation that Shida and I are going to have privately. But once we make that decision, as my children, I will let you know what that is. But we're still talking about it. That's all. That's it. That's all it needs to be. It didn't need to be
Yes.
like, what do you think? Or what do you want, a brother or a sister?" It just kind of, he's treating, to me, it feels like he's treating Shida like she, not only is she a foreigner, but she's a foreigner who doesn't speak English and isn't educated. And now he is just going to take over and do what he wants and show her the way or whatever. And I
Exactly.
don't trust him
Exactly.
as a provider in order to do that. I mean, not a provider, because I'm sure he provides, but I don't trust
Yeah.
him as the head of house.
No, no. And he's very deceitful. And all of these tests and it's just in such a toxic way of not really caring about someone and wanting to partner with somebody. He wants to possess her and almost she's his servant or wants her to have some kind of reverence, like you said, to him. He is working their religious bond in that way of because even to get her to apologize for tapping him on the back of the head when he was driving was that was just heart-wrenching to see.
That's
Um,
this episode, right? That's the
oh, I'm
episode.
sorry. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I get them all mixed up. I'm sorry. But yes, it just further continues. I worry for her. I hope she knows someone. I hope she made some kind of networking while she was at the mosque and can talk to some of the other women and can make sure that she has a life outside of just him so that she can make a clear decision during these 90 days and not feel beholden to him. But like her grandmother said, she can always take her backside back to Trinidad.
Absolutely.
And he is showing all kinds of red flag blankets of you don't want this to be your man. I can't have somebody surprising me like this all the time unless they are in on it.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you, Lisa.
All
Aw.
right, you guys. So I'm going to cut the episode here. I want to thank Miriam so much. Thank you so much for
Yes, I
joining.
rattled on. Thank you. Really?
No, I wish I had saw your comment earlier. Then we could have had you in already. I'm going to go watch the new episode, and then I'll most likely go on later tonight, and like at 8 or something to talk about the other one. Ooh, I'm hot.
Oh, I love it. Yes. You were
All right.
inspiring me to just cut all mine off.
I don't like this cut this time, so I'm going to let it grow out a little bit before I go back. I feel like it's a little masculine looking, but we'll
That's
see.
good. But it looks beautiful on you. It looks gorgeous on you. But I'm partial. I'm partial. But I know
Oh,
how you feel.
thank you. All right, Miriam, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you'll
Thank
join us in
you.
the future. But I'm going to put you backstage and you can just exit out whenever you're ready. And I'll
Okay.
say my goodbye. So everybody say bye to Miriam.
Bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Oh.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so you guys, thank you so much for this live. Thank you so much to Miriam for joining. And thank you for those of you in the comment section for leaving your comments. I absolutely appreciate it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. And I will see you later. Y'all have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Ooh, I'm gonna get me some wine, girl. Bye.